In these series of delightful educational talks, usually featuring an Englishman, somebody with frizzy hair, or an unkempt shirt, many times the obscure becomes clear, the sophisticated becomes accessible, or, gee, some kind of confounded scientific fact has been brought to our attention. And that's not bad, is it? And we all know sometimes we got to start off with the obvious, and I guess the obvious is the way men and women ask for directions. And in my experience, a guy will give directions typically as you go 2 miles until, say, Washington Boulevard, not the street. You make a right, then go 2 blocks. Look for the address at 1200 on the right side, and the parking lot is in the back. The gal might say instead, you travel toward the beach IKEA, and then you look for a big tree in front of the yellow and red sign, and then look for a big building and wait for the cute valet parking attendant. And I guess I might note, yes, I sometimes sound like Garrison Keillor. And to avoid any politically correct commentary, I should note that guys ask directions next time from a girl, see what happens. And likewise, if the woman's wearing a flannel shirt, you might go and do the opposite instead. And perhaps the next most obvious one is what people make as their career choices. Instead of doing what they do well, they try to conquer what they do badly at. And indeed, maybe sometimes the person is trying to prove something to someone. Yes, it started with my folks. Yes, the psychiatrists are crazy. The clergy don't have a soul. No justice ever found in that courtroom. I was always guilty when I was innocent and vice versa. Don't ask. Educators can't teach. You want the mechanic with the car that doesn't run. You want the bad barber with the worst haircut. Think about that one. And so on. You know, the architects seem to live in Quonset huts, don't they? And, of course, accountants don't do their own taxes. And the IT people, have you ever found one that didn't have trouble backing up a file, crashing the system? You know, the coaches never did play the game. And the art music critics, they can't paint or act or play a musical instrument, but on they go. And of course you'll never get love from a prostitute. Then there's the research of the pollsters and the demographers about what is easily called the red and blue states. The red states watching Judge Judy and Fox News and Jerry Springer, Rush Limbaugh. Oh, and the blue states, Dancing with the Stars, PBS, The Big Bang Theory, Rachel Maddow. Of course, I've always never really fit with both, and I like This Old House and the Euro News and America's Test Kitchen and P. Allen Smith, which really brings up the conundrum of what is the appropriate way of classifying all this stuff. Then there's the way of classifying people instead of red and blue as dog and cat people. Dog people being extroverts and cat people being in the corner, probably with the kitty. Dog people being more likely to have a pop song on their ringtone. Oh gosh, if I hear it one more time. And the cat people, they're trying to just stay with their friends at the party. Dog people really profoundly will just call the animal shelter for a stray kitty. And of course the cat people are going to rescue that cute little kitty. Well, I guess you know which one I am. Old dog people are likely to be for animal cloning, whereas cat people, well, they've gone to graduate school. See, I wasn't afraid to admit it. And dog people like Paul McCartney, oh, Wings again, and cat people like George Harrison. Dog people think of the zoos as a happy place with all those tortured, caged animals, and cat people, They use their Twitter. Oh, I guess there are always problems everywhere. Dog people, they enjoy slapstick humor and impressions, don't you know? And cat people enjoy good ironic humor and puns. You know, they call me the pungent. But most importantly, dog people eat ragu spaghetti sauce, and cat people prefer Prego because they got good taste. And they're college educated, whereas the ragu have kids and live in the country. And turns out a more recent search of places that are easy to live, you know, income, nice weather, versus places that are hard to live, bad weather, less income, are differentiated by a lot of interesting things. Zoolander the movie. I don't care, but there he was. And even songs such as We Like to Party by the Vingo Boys. Let me pay a little taste to give you an idea. Oh yeah, I'm rocking right now. Reminds me of that trip to Europe. We like to party. And on the other hand, in the harder to live places, they like something called framing Handley. Let me give you a taste of it and see what you think. It's not quite Coldplay, is it? Oh my God, what a bunch of caterwauling. I did like those puns, didn't I? Oh, that's enough. Give me a break. And some more obvious ones are individuality is appreciated in upper middle class neighborhoods, and community seems to be more appropriate in working class neighborhoods. I think that's because they're all outside every night, jabbering away on the stoops, don't you know? Here's a complete list of that study. Here's the first 10 of the 20. In the easier-to-live places, they're into jogging and happy little greetings. If anyone wants more caroler, I'm going to screen. And then look at all their first world problems about iPads and photo cameras and so on. What, the harder places? They're all into, good grief, diabetics, Antichrist, revolvers, more diabetics, hell, the Antichrist, dog Benadryl. What the hell is dog Benadryl? I'm a cat person. Itching, the rapture. I once had that. Had to go to the doctor. And on the second 10 of the top 20, there's them Vinga Boys. I like to party. I love that song. More of them camera stuff and baby massage and Microsoft and new nano dollar conversion and Zoolander. What the people in the hard-to-live places are fretting about? Flesh and blood and more calories and selling Avon. Ding dong, want to buy my cheap perfume? I gotta go to heaven because I got high blood pressure and more diets and what do they end with? Old sayings. They can't even think of anything new to say. I know I'm harsh. Well, if I had to sum it all up, and I'd like to try at least, is be glad for the diversity and that somebody's around to like something somewhere sometime. And reminds me of a song. But you know what? Let's just say being normal is not normal.